In today's video, I installed the Vevor Diesel heater into the garage and do a review on it. Let's go ahead and get started with this video. So in today's video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing the Vevor diesel heater that's in this box. Huge thank you goes to Vevor for providing this for me to do a review on. I'm not getting paid to say it's good. So if it's not a good product, I will let you know. I will be nice about it, but I will say whether it's good or bad or if I don't like it. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I do have a lot of people trying to give me to promote their products, and a lot of them I don't even like their products, so I'm not going to promote something I don't like. So if you ever see a product on this channel, it's something that I would personally use or buy with my own money. So huge thank you goes to Vevor for providing this. So the garage right now is at 57 degrees. It's 51 outside, which is not bad, but for painting, I like it to be about 65 to 75 in here. That's like the best temperatures for paint in my experience with spray can or with the bed liner and even with spray gun paint. So that's just what I like. I have this heater right here, which draws a ton of power. It raised our electric bill a lot. It's over $300 this month, which is crazy because of that. So I definitely need some other solution, and that's not it. And that gets it to about 68 degrees in here. That's from Harbor Freight. It works good, but it only gets to about 68. It doesn't go any higher. And I have to usually turn that one on, the propane, but then it gets fumey in here. So I need a better solution. It gets to about 80 degrees with the combined amount of them. It gets nice and toasty. So we're hoping that this one will be better. So I'm gonna go ahead, unbox it, get you guys on the tripod, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so when they contacted me, this only took a few days for it to arrive after they said they were gonna send one. So the shipping seems to be pretty fast. I'm not sure if that's just because, you know, I'm promoting it or whatever. I'm gonna give an honest review of this diesel heater. I like diesel heaters, they work really well, but I've never had one like this unit. It does come with the instructions and what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to use it, the air inlet, the air outlet, all that stuff. So I think this one was Bluetooth as well, so I think you can do the Bluetooth stuff on here, but I don't know anything about all that stuff. But it does have all the information in here that will be needed. And this is the fuel cell, the fuel tank, so to speak. And this will be filled up with diesel, of course. Now, I do have diesel, only 2 gallons of it. I'm gonna fill this up with once the time comes. And it is in a gasoline container, but I don't have a diesel container, and that one will be definitely saying diesel on it, so that way it's never mistaken. But yeah, there's that piece. Moving on to this next box. I'm gonna go ahead and open that up and see what's in here. And this box has the, I think that's the intake or the exhaust tube, one of the two. I think that one would be the exhaust tube, but we'll find out for sure. Has a little blower attachment. So what I'm gonna be doing most likely is cutting a hole in the wall, and then this will come through and blow the heat in, because this unit, I believe, can be outside and the heat will come inside. So I can actually use this while I'm painting and it won't actually be a problem. So it'll be better to have the unit outside rather than inside. So we'll see how it all works out, but it came with all the stuff in here, all the cords, and then all the connectors and stuff like that. So awesome. Moving on to this piece. Has an on and off and an up and down, a little keypad, a digital display readout. This looks like a big fuel injector, but it's most likely the fuel pump. We'll find out for sure once we read those instructions. So here it is. This looks like it's the inlet. It has like a screen on it, so that thing leaves and stuff don't get blown through. This would most likely be the outlet. I have to look at the instructions to be sure. It has the little wiring here and things on the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the instructions and let you know what I learned. All right, so this unit is really easy to set up. The instructions are super clear. This right here is the air filter tube. It just needs a little hose clamp on it, no big deal. Has a little air breather that will go on. This is just an example. Then it has the metal pipe as you can guess with car stuff, I mean, that's the exhaust. So that will just slide right on there. And it even has a little muffler to make it quieter. Isn't that cute? So that'll go on there. So this is the Pulse fuel pump right here. So that will go in line with the line that they provide. And it has the little fuel filter. It says oil filter, but it's diesel, so I guess that makes sense. So that will go in there after the tank, but before the unit. Pretty simple there. It's got all the stuff right here. We've got the on and off and the up and down on temperature, and it's pretty simple. So this will indeed be the exhaust vent. So the heat will come through here. So I'm just gonna drill this in the wall. For example, drill a hole. This will shove through it, and then we will be able to screw this into the wall, and the heat will just come right into the garage. So it'll work perfectly. So this will be mounted outside, along with the fuel tank will be mounted on the outside wall. And it has all of the stuff that you need to make a bracket and everything. It has this piece that goes down. And yeah, it looks pretty simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this figured out, how I'm gonna cut it, where I'm gonna put it, and then we'll get this thing installed and see how it does. All right, so this piece just slides on, just like that. I'm gonna put the cap for the fuel back on. Then we're gonna put these 10mm nuts on there. All right, now that that is mounted up, I have this piece of metal that I got from Ace Hardware. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back behind here and mark 2 holes. Those holes will be so we can drill and put nuts and bolts through. Then I made a line. The reason I made a line is I'm gonna bend this and make my own L bracket out of it. And I'm gonna do this 2 L brackets for this, and then we're gonna mount it up on the outside of the garage, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I'm gonna be using this really long drill bit that'll drill through this board and the insulation and the other board on the other side, so that way it pokes out through the other side so I can just feed it right through. I'm gonna go to the other side and then feed this cable through, and then we'll be able to mount it up in here. All right, there it is. So now we just have to hook everything up on the outside now. Now, before we go out and install everything, we have to address the elephant in the room, which is this tank. There is no holes drilled for the fuel. I'm gonna go ahead and drill a hole down here at the bottom. I have this drill bit here, which is a 1/4 inch drill bit. I'm gonna use this drill bit, drill a hole. I don't know if this is 1/4 inch, but it is smaller, and I can always step up if I need to. So I will be installing this O-ring, so I might as well just do that now so I don't forget. And then once it comes through, I'll tighten the nut on there, and hopefully we're good to go. The next size up is a 5/16, so that's what I'm using now. And that's like a perfect fit. Now that we've got the hole drilled and it fits in perfect, I'm just gonna go ahead and feed the fuel hose up through there. We'll attach it to the bottom and pull it through. All right, now that I got the hose on there, I'm just gonna pull it through. And there it is. Put this other O-ring on now and then tighten it down. There it is, it's all tightened down, got the O-ring on. You can see in here. You can see it's in there good, everything's looking good. So now we'll just go ahead and put this cap back on there so nothing else gets in there. Then we can go mount that up outside on the wall. Okay, moving over to the wall, I'm gonna be drilling a pilot hole all the way through so it's perfectly straight for when I hole saw on this side. The hole saw is not long enough to go all the way through, so I'll go on the other side and it'll be perfectly lined up. And then we will be able to have this vent installed, which does swivel. So I'll have that installed, and then we can go outside and actually get the unit set up outside. All right, I got the hole cut all the way through on both sides. I did have to widen the hole just a little bit with a carbide bit that I had laying around, but now I got it pushed all the way through. But now it's time to install this piece, and all I have to do is just screw it up to the wall. Just gotta push this piece on. Now I have a vent that I can angle up or left or down or however I want to. So now we're gonna go to the outside and install the unit. All right, so I have to angle this up a little bit and then curve it like that, because if I don't, it's just gonna be trying to hit this. So going up higher will make it have perfect clearance for the dryer outlet. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this screwed in, and then we'll move on. All right, so there's what it looks like so far. Now it does jiggle around a little bit, but it is nice and sturdy. It is not going anywhere. We will be able to put the intake pipe. Now this is also an air inlet, but it will not be sucking up anything from the dryer because it's above it. So it should be good to go there. And I won't typically have to use this often because it doesn't typically get that cold here in Texas, but it'll be nice to have because it is getting a little colder right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the fuel tank above it. Alright, so this is how I have it set up. The heat will go directly into the garage. We have the fuel tank up here, which I just filled up full of diesel. I only had 2 gallons, and yes, that is a gas can, but it's never had gas in it. It's brand new with diesel in it. I didn't have access to a diesel can, so it'll work. I'll just write diesel on it. And the fuel goes down through the filter and to the fuel pump, then up to the actual diesel heater. This black hose runs up, that's the air filter. I just have it zip tied over by the air inlet. And then the silver one with the cute little shiny muffler, that is the exhaust. So the exhaust fumes will stay out here and the intake will stay out here. The only thing going into the garage is the heat. So I'll actually be able to paint with this on and not have a risk of explosion. So that'll be pretty cool. Right now I just have it hooked up to a die-hard battery. I do need to get an inverter so that way I can hook it up to 12 volts. So you just have positive, negative. It's pretty simple. It has an inline fuse. And now we're gonna go inside and turn it on. All right, so now I'm just gonna hit the power button. And it says it's 46.4 degrees. Outside, it's probably measuring off the unit out there. Let's see what this says. 45 degrees. So yeah, it's most likely measuring off the unit. And it's warming up, it looks like. So it says 48 now. And we're just gonna let it do its thing. This part is said in the manual to be patient. And the heat should come right out through here. Right now, I just feel cold air blowing through. But it is probably warming up still. It is diesel. It's gotta prime the system and get nice and hot and start up. So we will see what happens. All right, so fuel pump is priming. You can see the fuel moving up. The fan just got louder. Let's see what happens here. All right, so after about 5 minutes, it primed the system quite a few times and then it finally fired up. And it seems to be working, so we're gonna go inside and see how it is. All right, so it's 57 degrees in here now, 46 outside. It says 62.6. This might actually be reading inside temp, I'm not sure. But we're gonna go ahead and measure with this. 79, 80 degrees coming out. On the inside, 190 degrees. And this doesn't smell like stinky air or anything. It's hot air. So that is awesome. So we'll see how long it takes to get up to temp in here. We're gonna use this time. It's not right, neither is that clock. So I need to adjust all the clocks, but we're gonna go ahead and see how long it takes to get up to, I don't know, 65, 70 in here. We'll see. All right, so it's been about 40 minutes and it's 71.6 degrees in here. This thing is putting out some serious heat still. It feels good. It's not very loud. I like that. This one over here says 64 degrees in here, 47 outside, and that one's a little bit slower, so it will catch up soon. But yeah, definitely comfortable in here. I can work in here, I can paint in here. This is perfect. And when I turn the exhaust fume extractor on, normally it gets cold in here because I have to turn those heaters off and take them out. But now, since this one's an outside unit, it's just blowing the hot air in, and it's just using a 12-volt battery right now. So I could even set up a solar panel and battery bank setup to where it's not gonna cost me much money to run this heater, just some diesel, which apparently this one lasts a long time on diesel. I will have to open up that intake vent there whenever I go to paint, so that way the fume extractor can extract and fresh air can come in. But this is also gonna be putting in some fresh air too, so it's really nice, and I'm super excited to test that out. I will have a video coming out soon on the paint job that I'm doing on this one. And yes, I know it has tons of hail dents. I already know that. I have a reason for why I didn't do it, and you'll find out in the next video, so definitely stay tuned. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this Vevor unit. It is by far the best diesel heater I have ever had. And this one doesn't put any of them harsh fumes in here, and even outside it doesn't. And we're gonna go out there right now. All right, so moving out here, you can hear this thing is not that loud, and it is burning very clean. It does not have a diesel odor at all. So it must be burning the diesel fuel really efficiently. And the fuel pump really isn't that loud. It's just kind of pulsing very lightly now. It's working awesome. Just off that 12-volt battery that I pulled out of the Civic. So I definitely need to get an inverter set up, and then I might build a box over this unit just to keep it out of the elements, even though we do have a little covering over it, but I still want to be safe. So I guess the only thing left to say is, do I actually like the unit? Well, of course I do. This is one of the XMZ-D2 models. It's slim. The other ones are a little bit bigger. I don't know the difference on the other ones. Maybe it's just that they're already concealed and have the touch screen or little LCD screen on it. This one here, it's smaller, and you kind of have to just run the wires where you want, which I actually don't mind because I like having the thermostat on the wall and having this unit in here. It's working perfectly for me. It doesn't take up space in here, and it's not that loud. So I like that factor. It does have a Bluetooth app, I believe. This shows all of the instructions here of where everything goes and how it goes on, and even the settings and stuff like that, which I do need to read through more. I'd like to download the Bluetooth app and see how all that works because it looks pretty fancy. So for the price point, definitely worth every penny. I know I didn't pay anything for the unit, but if I did, I would be happy with how this unit is. The only thing I would change, this is like the only negative mark I can give them, is that it doesn't come with the power inverter in case you want to plug it directly into an outlet or something. Other than that, it's not a big thing to complain about, so I could honestly take it or leave it at this point, but definitely would be another mark up if they did provide that. So hopefully Vevor is listening to this so they can actually hear and take some advice. But yeah, definitely gonna be awesome in here. We've got the Vevor extraction unit to pull out the fumes. We got the Vevor heater to heat up the shop now. And we've got the Vevor scope that you can actually put down, like I put it in the intake manifold on one of my videos on my other channel, the Texas Honda channel. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Definitely impressed with the company so far. So I definitely recommend it. Link will be in the description, and that's basically it. So I hope you guys got something from this video. If you did, please hit the like button, share the video around, and comment. Let me know what you think of that diesel heater, and any suggestions. I'm open to listen. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, and I'm gonna leave this outro like I like to at the end of every video. I just want to let you know that God loves you so much, he sent his only son to be the propitiation for your sin. God is calling you. Time is running out, and he wants you. He loves you, and he'll take you exactly as you are. He doesn't need you to change to come to him. Once you come to him, he will be the change in you. I'm living proof of this, and I don't preach that prosperity gospel stuff, but I can tell you this much. God has moved mountains in our lives, financially speaking, and he has moved our emotional state, all kinds of things, and he can do the same for you. So if you've been going through a really rough time and you just feel like there has to be more to life, there definitely is. So definitely reach out to him. He's reaching out for you, and he wants a personal relationship with you. He doesn't want your religion. He doesn't want your rules and this and that. He just wants your heart. So reach out to him, believe in your heart, confess with your mouth, and you'll be saved. Definitely look more into it. There will be a free Bible download in the description. God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you in the next video.
God bless, stay safe, stay awesome. Jesus loves you.